His Excellency Dramani, Mahama. Let's have all the sound hold, all the sound hold. Thank you. At this point, we are ready for the next. We take the national anthem. To update Stockley Afede of the arrival of the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Na elomia popo ajawabana shiakwene. Esike wala tjumla Stockley Afede. Mianto miafa kokomasi ane chako. Intelligent ruler, wonderful traditional ruler, as is still coming with his entourage, accompanied by the Volta Regional Minister, Honorable James Gonu, and then the Minister for Agri, Honorable Eric Opoku, with the Minister of Interior. And supported by the able military officer. Honorable Mamagachi Komesi. And the Deputy Minister of Agri, Honorable John Seto Dumelo. All these dignitaries were back to pay homage to our noble peak of partisan politics. And I'm happy that we're able to honor him today by putting him as the chairman of this great event. I've been to Volta region several times since my inauguration as president, and I have assured the people of the Volta region that as long as I remain president and the NDC remains in power, we'll make sure that the Volta region always gets its fair share of the national cake. Recently, we launched the Big Push program, which the Nobody Cultural Troop was talking about. And I must say that a good percentage of the roads that have been put under the Big Push are here in the Volta region. The regional minister recently made a tour of all the projects that we have awarded under the Big Push. And he has submitted a report to me, and his report shows that the contractors are on site. They have finished setting up their site counts, and indeed most of them have started the work. I'm sure that by the time I come back here next year or within 18 months, most of those roads will be nearing completion and we'll have the opportunity to commission them. Aside from that, we're also looking at the extension of water systems, and who particularly does have a problem when it comes to adequacy of water supply. We established the Adidome water treatment plant, and we finished phase 1 and phase 2, and the phase 3 was to extend the pipeline to bring water to Adaku and to Asogli. Unfortunately, over the last 8 years, that was never carried out. And so the extra water that should have come to Go is not available. And so we're going to continue the expansion of the Adidome water plant, and we're going to extend the water so that we are able to increase the availability of water supply here in Go, the Volta regional capital. Aside from that, there's a critical road which is under the big push, and everybody has a year in, year out complained about the whole Denu of our road. I'm happy to note that finally work is being undertaken on this all important road, because it's going to increase the trade between us and our neighboring country, Togo, and make us able to move goods and other services between and passengers between the Volta region and our neighboring country. And so that road is of particular importance. That's why I came and cut short on it. We have 4 contractors working on it, and each of them has a lot that they should complete. And that means that the work on the road will go faster. Even though we've given 24 months to finish the road, most of the contractors assure me that they will finish long before 24 months, and so we'll have the opportunity to come and launch the road. Aside from that, we have finally secured land for the Aflao Ashigame. I promised during the campaign that we'll build Ashigame in Aflao, so that we'll have Lome Ashigame and we'll have Aflao Ashigame. And women whose soil resilience and ingenuity feed our nation from day to day. Today we salute our gallant farmers and fishers who remain the heartbeat of our economy and the true custodians of Ghana's food security. This year's theme, Feed Ghana, Eat Ghana, Secure the Future, captures our collective ambition to transform agriculture into a strong, competitive and sustainable pillar of national development. To our farmers, our fishers, our processors and value chain actors across the length and breadth of this country, on behalf of the government of the people of Ghana, I say Ayiko. Ghana is deeply grateful for your sacrifice and your dedication. Chairman, our farmers continue to persevere despite complex challenges. Climate and weather variability, production and biological risks, market fluctuation, inadequate financing, institutional limitations, and the devastating effect of environmental degradation, particularly from illegal mining practices. Global shocks have also imposed additional pressure on our agriculture. Yet amid these challenges, our farmers have continued to feed our nation and keep our economy afloat. And so for this, we owe you our profound gratitude. Dr. Chairman, food quality, accessible and affordable food is fundamental to national survival and development. A nourished child learns better and grows healthier. A nourished workforce is more productive, and a nourished nation is a stronger nation. Although investments have been made over the years, Ghana still spends close to $3 billion annually to import basic food commodities such as rice, poultry, vegetable oils, sugar, and other processed foods. This situation is neither sustainable nor acceptable. It signals the urgency of building a bold, a resilient agricultural framework, an agenda that my government is determined to vigorously pursue. The sustained transformation of the agricultural sector requires well-designed, comprehensive, and sequenced interventions implemented with discipline and commitment. And so the Feed Ghana program, which is a flagship under the broader Agriculture for Economic Transformation agenda, embodies exactly this approach. It aims not only to modernize agriculture, but also to create jobs, reduce food inflation, foster rural industrialization, and anchor Ghana's march towards food sovereignty. Under this program, we're developing value chains in cereals, legumes, vegetables, starchy staples, tree crops, livestock, and poultry. We're expanding irrigation infrastructure, establishing farmers' service centers, increasing storage capacity, improving access to credit and insurance, and strengthening linkages in agro-processing. We're also establishing economic enclaves using public-private partnerships to facilitate large-scale agribusiness investments while incorporating smallholder farmers into inclusive value chains. When my government assumed office in January 2025, food inflation stood at 28.3%. Through targeted interventions and careful management of food systems, I'm pleased to report that food inflation has decreased significantly to 9.5% by October 2025. And this is a notable improvement from the 22.8% recorded at exactly this period in October last year. This achievement reflects the impact of deliberate and well-targeted measures, such as the procurement and distribution of 50,000 metric tons of fertilizer and 3,000 metric tons of hybrid maize and rice seeds to farmers, including national institutions such as the National Service Authority, the Prison Service, faith-based institutions, and secondary and tertiary educational institutions. The rehabilitation and expansion of irrigation infrastructure under the Irrigation for Wealth Creation initiative, with 3,520 hectares under active development at Kweta, Ashaman, Aveime, Ochiriko, and Dawinga. Also significant progress in the Afram Plains Economic Enclave, where 3,220 hectares of irrigation infrastructure is at various stages of completion. We've also completed 15 out of the 250 earmarked solar-powered boreholes to support vegetable cultivation in farming communities and second cycle schools. If you watched, I think it was last week, we launched the Vegetable Development Program, and we launched it in half a region with 60 hectares of land. We're drilling boreholes on all the 60 hectares, and the farmers will have solar water pumps with poly tanks to be able to grow vegetables all the year round. We're coming to Volta region next. So those of you interested in joining the Vegetable Development Program, you have to register, and when we come, you can participate in this program. To empower smallholder farmers, the Feed Ghana program is establishing 50 farmers service centers, and Volta region will get its fair share of the farmers service centers. With agreements finalized for the supply of 5,500 agricultural machines. These include tractors, harvesters, rice mills, sprayers, and cassava processors. The government has also supported 120 individuals and AMSECs with mechanization equipment to enhance land preparation, harvesting, storage, and market access. To address the glut that occurs by increased production, the government released 100 billion Ghana cedis to the National Buffer Foods Company to absorb the excess produce, with a further 200 million approved for the year 2026. Partnerships with private processors such as Farm Mates Tomato Company and the Tomato Women's Association are ensuring that vegetables and other produce produced on the farm are taken off directly at the farm gate for processing. As I said, I've also directed all service providers under the school feeding program all security agencies, all state-funded feeding programs must procure their food items locally. And all of us must be watchdogs of this. I urge citizens to report institutions that fail to comply with this directive. These measures are to ensure that no Ghanaian farmer suffers losses due to surplus production. In the medium to long term, government will build modern pack houses and aggregation centers to reduce post-harvest losses. We're also strengthening links between farmers' cooperatives and processors to secure raw material supply and minimize waste. And so I wish to encourage all farmers groups, if you haven't formed your cooperative yet, better start forming your cooperative. So far, we have registered almost 70,000 cooperatives across the country. Government assistance is not going to go to individual farmers. Government assistance is going to be applied through cooperatives. So those of you who haven't cooperativized yourself yet, please start creating your cooperatives. This year we increased efforts to rebuild Ghana's poultry sector through the Cookon Kitten Household and Backyard Poultry Initiative. Over 13,000 farmers in 12 districts have received 720,000 birds. Support extends to 50 anchor farmers and 500 medium-scale farmers, as well as households nationwide. The government is collaborating with the private sector to establish modern poultry processing plants in different parts of the country to ensure secure market access, enhance value addition, and create jobs. For those of you who watched, I think it was last week, I commissioned the first of these processing plants in Bichim in the Afro region. To ensure scalability, coordination, and inclusivity, over 70,000, this is just what I talked about, commodity-focused farmers cooperatives representing 710,000 farmers have been registered and integrated into all our major agricultural interventions. This cooperative model enhances bargaining power, it promotes fair pricing, and strengthens collective problem solving. Dr. Chairman, to feed Ghana, we must also eat Ghana. We cannot import what we can grow, and therefore we are promoting a strong natural culture of supporting Ghanaian rice, Ghanaian poultry, Ghanaian yams, fruits and vegetables, cooking oil, and cassava products. This is essential if we are to achieve food sovereignty and agricultural profitability. Building a resilient agricultural sector requires climate-smart approaches, strong risk management systems, and investment in research, innovation, and agroecological practices. Government is therefore strengthening collaboration with our development partners, financial institutions, and the private sector to make agriculture a viable and attractive livelihood for future generations. Let me extend our profound gratitude to our partners, IFAD, AGRA, GIZ, KFW, WFP, JICA, FAO, COICA, AFD, and AFDB, and finally the World Bank, and also the governments of Italy, Norway, the Netherlands, and Canada for their invaluable support. Bank, to our farmers' unions, researchers, and private sector partners, Ghana appreciates you. To the Honorable Minister, Honorable Eric Oboku, and his team of dedicated staff at the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, I say Ayiko. You remain the backbone of this agricultural transformation that is taking place in our country today. As we celebrate our farmers and fisherfolk, let us renew our collective resolve to feed Ghana is to invest in Ghana. To eat Ghana is to believe in Ghana. And to secure the future is to work together, government, private sector, communities and citizens for a food secure, resilient and prosperous nation. As I conclude, let us honor our farmers, celebrate their achievements and dedicate ourselves to supporting them at every turn. And so on this occasion, to all our farmers and fishers, I say, Ayiko, you are the real heroes of Ghana's progress. And so on this day, I have the honor and privilege to launch this year's National Farmers Day. May God bless our farmers and fishers. May God bless Ghanaian agriculture. And may God bless our homeland, Ghana.